Have you ever imagined a place where nature and precision meet in perfect harmony? Where mountains stretch high into the sky, lakes reflect the clouds like glass, and every village seems to belong in a fairy tale. Welcome to Switzerland, a country that may be small in size, but vast in beauty, culture, and unforgettable experiences. Nestled in the heart of Europe, Switzerland covers just over 16,000 square miles, smaller than West Virginia, yet it offers an extraordinary range of landscapes, languages, and lifestyles. Here, you can stand on top of the Alps in the morning and sip wine beside a quiet lake by afternoon. You can stroll through medieval towns that feel untouched by time, and then hop on one of the world's most advanced trains to explore modern cities that lead in innovation, finance, and sustainability. Perhaps what makes Switzerland most unique is the sense of balance it achieves in everything. Tradition coexists with modernity. Nature flows into urban life. Local identity lives side by side with global openness. Whether you come to ski, to hike, to eat, to relax, or to reflect, this country will welcome you with a quiet confidence that doesn't need to boast. So, before we dive into the highlights, the mountain peaks, the waterfalls, the cities and lakes, take a moment to look around. This is Switzerland. Not just a destination, but a way of life. Peaceful, precise, profound, and waiting to be explored. Zurich, a name that might instantly bring to mind Swiss banks, fine watches, and quiet efficiency. And yes, those things are here. But there's much more to this city than its reputation suggests. Zurich is where tradition meets innovation, where cobblestone alleys flow into high-speed rail stations, where centuries of history sit right next to cutting-edge design, and where nature is never more than a few footsteps away. This is Switzerland's largest city, not the capital, but often considered the country's beating heart. It's where most international visitors arrive, whether by plane, train, or occasionally even by river. But Zurich isn't just a gateway. It's a destination in its own right. And if you give it time, it might just surprise you. But Zurich is not a city trapped in the past. In fact, it may be one of the most forward-thinking places in Europe. Clean energy, smart infrastructure, and sustainability are embedded in its daily life. Electric trams hum quietly down the streets, efficient to the second. Recycling bins stand proudly on every corner. Public fountains, hundreds of them, offer fresh drinking water straight from the Alps. It's not just organized. It's beautifully organized. Beyond the city's core lies a world of nature and recreation. Lake Zurich is the city's front yard. On warm days, you'll find people swimming, sailing, or simply reading by the water. Families gather for picnics, and office workers take lunch breaks by the lake. This isn't a weekend activity, it's a way of life. And just a short ride away, the Uetliberg mountain offers panoramic views of the city below and the Alps beyond. You can hike or bike to the top, or take the train up for sunset views you won't soon forget. What sets Zurich apart isn't just its scenery or wealth, it's the feeling of balance. Work and life, nature and city, innovation and tradition. It's a place where trains arrive on time, but you never feel rushed. Where everything works, but nothing feels mechanical. Where you can step into a centuries-old guild house for dinner and then catch a cutting-edge electronic music show the same night. Zurich is a city of quiet confidence. It doesn't try to impress you. It doesn't need to. Its charm is subtle, slow-burning, and deeply satisfying. It's not the loudest city in Europe, but it might be one of the most livable. The kind of place you visit for a few days and start wondering if you could live here forever. So, whether you're here to explore Swiss culture, take in world-class art, unwind by the lake, or simply breathe in the calm, Zurich will welcome you with open arms. You might come for the Alps, the trains, or even the chocolate, but you'll stay for something harder to define. That quiet sense of order, that effortless elegance, that rare feeling of peace, right in the middle of a modern world. This is Zurich, Switzerland's soul in city form. Switzerland's capital city, Bern, might just be one of Europe's best-kept secrets. While it may not be as large or internationally known as Zurich or Geneva, Bern holds a quiet charm that often leaves a lasting impression. This is a city where time feels like it slows down, not out of laziness, but because life here is simply more deliberate. Bern's historic old town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and walking through it is like stepping into the past. Sandstone buildings line the narrow streets, red-tiled rooftops stretch across the skyline, and medieval towers rise above charming arcades that have stood for over 500 years. The clock tower, Zittglogge, with its astronomical clock and mechanical figures, has marked time for the city since the 15th century. And it still draws a small crowd every hour, tourists and locals alike, pausing to admire tradition ticking on. Bern also has a strong connection to Einstein, who developed part of his theory of relativity here while working at the patent office. Today, you can visit his former apartment or explore the Einstein Museum, a tribute to curiosity and discovery. This is what makes Bern so special. It's not flashy, but it doesn't need to be. It's confident in its calmness, beautiful in its simplicity, and welcoming in its rhythm. Whether you're wandering through arcades in the rain or watching the sun set behind the Alps, Bern invites you to slow down and simply enjoy being. Sitting on a rocky island along the shores of Lake Geneva, Chillon Castle is one of the most breathtaking and best-preserved medieval castles in Europe. With its stone towers mirrored in the clear blue water and the Alps rising behind, it feels like something from a fairy tale. Dating back over 1,000 years, Chillon served as a strategic fortress and later as a noble residence and a state prison, even inspiring poets like Lord Byron, who famously carved his name into the dungeon wall. Whether you're drawn to medieval legends or simply chasing a perfect view, Chillon offers something unforgettable. Peaceful, powerful, and perfectly placed between lake and mountain, this is Swiss heritage at its finest. Geneva, a city of diplomacy, precision, and quiet sophistication. Often described as Switzerland's most international city, Geneva is a place where global influence meets lakeside beauty, and where the pace of life is measured, thoughtful, and deeply refined. Located at the western tip of Lake Geneva, the city is surrounded by water, mountains, and history. To the north, the Jura Mountains roll gently into view. To the south, the French Alps rise with dramatic flair. And right at the heart of it all sits Geneva, calm, clean, and effortlessly elegant. But Geneva is not just about scenery. It's about significance. This is the European headquarters of the United Nations, the birthplace of the International Red Cross, and a hub for over 200 international organizations. Decisions made here ripple across the globe, and yet, the city never feels overwhelming. It balances its global role with local charm, offering both power and peace in equal measure. One of the first sights that catches your eye is the Jet d'eau, a towering water fountain that shoots over 140 meters into the air. It's more than just a landmark. It's a symbol of Geneva's energy, ambition, and precision. From the lakefront, you can walk or bike along beautiful promenades, take a boat ride across the crystal clear water, or simply sit and watch the city reflect on the surface of the lake. But what makes Geneva truly unique is its atmosphere. It's not loud or flashy. It doesn't try to impress with size or spectacle. Instead, it impresses through harmony, the harmony between cultures, between past and future, between nature and urban life. It's a city that invites reflection, not distraction. Whether you're here for diplomacy, leisure, or discovery, Geneva offers a refined and calming experience. It's a place where the world comes together, and somehow everything stays beautifully in balance. This is Geneva, global, graceful, grounded in peace. Tucked deep in the heart of the Bernese Alps lies one of Switzerland's most stunning alpine villages, Grindelwald. With its postcard-perfect scenery and dramatic mountain backdrops, this little town feels more like a film set than a real place. But it's very real and absolutely magical. As you arrive, the first thing you notice is the sheer scale of the mountains. Towering above the valley are the legendary peaks of the Eiger, Mönch, and Jungfrau. These giants dominate the skyline, casting shadows across lush green meadows dotted with wooden chalets, grazing cows, and cascading waterfalls. It's the kind of place where every direction you look feels like the perfect photo. Grindelwald is a true year-round destination. In summer, it becomes a hiker's paradise. Winding trails lead to panoramic viewpoints, alpine lakes, and quiet pastures where wildflowers bloom in every color. One of the most popular hikes is the Trail to Bachalpsee, a crystal-clear lake that perfectly reflects the snow-capped peaks around it. And if you're not into hiking, don't worry. Cable cars and gondolas take you effortlessly to some of the most breathtaking views in the region. Winter in Grindelwald transforms the landscape into a snowy wonderland. Skiers and snowboarders from all over the world come here to carve down the slopes of the Jungfrau ski region. But you don't have to ski to enjoy it. There are sledding trails, winter hikes, and cozy chalets where you can sip hot chocolate next to a fireplace with the Alps outside your window. And despite being surrounded by rugged peaks, Grindelwald has a warm, welcoming spirit. The town center is small but charming, filled with traditional restaurants, bakeries, and souvenir shops. You'll find friendly locals, fresh alpine air, and a rhythm of life that invites you to slow down and simply take it all in. Whether you're an adventurer, a photographer, or someone just looking for peace among the peaks, Grindelwald has a way of staying with you. It's not just beautiful, it's soul-stirring. A place where nature feels close, and time seems to move a little more gently. This is Grindelwald. Breathtaking, bold, and unforgettable. Between two lakes and beneath towering alpine peaks lies one of Switzerland's most beloved resort towns, Interlaken. Its name says it all, between the lakes, and that's exactly where this charming destination sits, cradled between Lake Thun and Lake Brienz, with the iconic trio of mountains, Eiger, Monch, and Jungfrau, standing watch in the distance. Interlaken isn't a big city. It's a peaceful, walkable town that feels like the heart of the Bernese Oberland. But don't let its size fool you. It's one of the most popular gateways to the Swiss Alps, and for good reason. And despite the steady stream of visitors, the town never feels too crowded. Locals take their time. Tourists relax with a gelato by the river. Everything moves at a calm, measured pace, the kind that invites you to look up, look around, and breathe. The seasons transform Interlaken in remarkable ways. In spring and summer, wildflowers paint the fields, and the lakes sparkle under clear skies. In autumn, golden trees line the riverbanks. And in winter, the mountains become a snowy playground for skiing, snowboarding, and cozy fireside evenings. Whether you're here for outdoor adventure, quiet reflection, or simply to admire some of the most beautiful scenery on Earth, Interlaken gives you space to do all of it, and more. This is Interlaken, between the lakes, beneath the peaks, and forever in your memory. Rising high above the Bernese Alps is a destination so breathtaking, it's often called the top of Europe, Jungfraujoch. At 3,454 meters above sea level, this is the highest railway station in all of Europe, nestled between two towering peaks, the Monch and the Jungfrau. But getting here is not just part of the journey, it is the journey. From Interlaken, a scenic train ride winds through mountain villages like Lauterbrunnen and Wingen, passing waterfalls, cliffs, and rolling alpine meadows. Then you board the historic cogwheel train that slowly climbs through tunnels carved into the heart of the Eiger itself. It's a feat of Swiss engineering and a marvel every step of the way. As the train reaches Jungfraujoch, you step into a world of snow and ice, even in summer. The air is thinner, cooler, and crystal clear. And the view? Simply out of this world. Jungfraujoch also gives visitors a glimpse into the importance of climate science. Exhibits throughout the visitor center highlight how glaciers are changing, how high-altitude research is conducted, and why places like this matter in the context of a warming planet. Despite its altitude, Jungfraujoch is incredibly accessible. Thanks to the Jungfrau Railway, a project completed over 100 years ago, people of all ages and fitness levels can reach this mountaintop with ease. There's even a cafe and souvenir shop, so yes, you can enjoy a cup of hot chocolate while standing at nearly 12,000 feet. But perhaps the most unforgettable part of visiting Jungfraujoch isn't what you see, it's how you feel. Standing on a snowy ridge, with the wind brushing your face and the mountains stretching endlessly into the sky, you feel small in the best possible way. Humbled, reconnected, alive. This is more than just a high point on a map. It's a high point in memory. An achievement, an adventure, and a moment of pure wonder. This is Jungfraujoch, the top of Europe. Lucerne is the kind of place that feels like it was built to be admired. Tucked beside a deep blue lake and surrounded by snow-capped mountains, this small Swiss city looks like it leapt straight out of a storybook. And yet, it's very real, a living blend of medieval charm, alpine grandeur, and modern comfort. Located in central Switzerland, Lucerne is often the first stop for travelers exploring the country, and with good reason. It's compact, walkable, and absolutely stunning. It gives you a taste of everything that makes Switzerland special, all in one place. Start in the heart of the city, the Old Town. Here, cobblestone streets wind between centuries-old buildings, each painted in vibrant colors and adorned with frescoes that tell stories of Lucerne's past. There's a quiet elegance in the architecture, a feeling that history is alive, but never overwhelming. As you explore, you'll pass bustling cafes, hidden courtyards, and artisan shops that sell everything from handmade chocolate to traditional Swiss knives. Back in town, Lucerne shines in the evenings. As the sun dips behind the mountains, the city lights begin to twinkle across the water. Locals gather in the squares and along the riverside, sharing fondue, sipping wine, or just enjoying the stillness of the lake. Street performers play soft music, and there's a quiet magic in the air. Lucerne is the kind of place that doesn't demand your attention. It gently captures it. You don't rush through the city. You wander, you breathe, you notice the small things. The flower boxes on balconies, the swan gliding across the lake, the sound of a distant church bell. Whether you're drawn here by history, nature, music, or simply the hope of finding something beautiful, Lucerne delivers. It's not just a place to visit, it's a place to feel. a place that reminds you to slow down, look around. There are mountains that impress, and then there's the Matterhorn. With its sharply defined pyramid shape, rising nearly 15,000 feet into the sky, the Matterhorn is not just Switzerland's most iconic peak, it's one of the most recognizable mountains in the world. This is the mountain you've seen on chocolate bars, postcards, and dreams of the Alps. But no photo truly prepares you for seeing it in person. Standing on the edge of Zermatt, you look up and there it is, raw, proud, and awe-inspiring. The way it cuts into the sky, solitary and sculpted by time, makes it feel more like a monument than a mountain. Whether you catch it glowing at sunrise or burning red at sunset, the Matterhorn has a presence that's impossible to ignore. For the Swiss, the Matterhorn isn't just a mountain. It's a national symbol of strength, of beauty, and of enduring mystery. And for travelers, it's a reminder of just how powerful nature can be. This is the Matterhorn, timeless, towering, unforgettable. Tucked between the towering Swiss Alps and the sparkling shores of Lake Thun lies one of Switzerland's most underrated gems, the town of Thun. Often overlooked in favor of bigger names like Interlaken or Lucerne, Thun offers something quieter, more intimate, and arguably more authentic. Here, Swiss charm comes without the crowds. Thun's heart beats in its old town, a picturesque maze of cobbled streets, colorful facades, and boutique shops. What makes it unique is the elevated sidewalk system called Holtweg, where pedestrians walk above the shop entrances, giving the town center a two-level appearance. It's a small detail, but it adds a quirky, fairy tale feel you won't find anywhere else. Of course, no visit to Thun is complete without time by the lake. With its dramatic alpine backdrop and gentle waves, Lake Thun offers endless opportunities. Rent a paddleboard, take a boat cruise, or just sit on the promenade and enjoy the peaceful rhythm of life by the water. But what makes Thun special isn't just where it is, it's how it feels. It's the way the castle glows at sunset, the echo of footsteps on cobblestone alleys, the sound of church bells across the water. This isn't just another Swiss town. This is Thun, relaxed, radiant, and quietly unforgettable. If there's one place in Switzerland that captures the sheer, untamed power of nature, it's Rhine Falls. Located near the town of Schaffhausen in northern Switzerland, the Rhine Falls is the largest waterfall in Europe and one of the most accessible natural wonders in the entire country. But it's not just size that makes it special, it's the energy, the sound, the feeling. During peak summer months, the Rhine River sends up to 600,000 liters of water per second tumbling over a 23-meter drop, stretching more than 150 meters wide. Standing nearby, the roar of the falls fills your ears. The mist touches your skin, and the ground beneath you seems to vibrate slightly, as if even the rocks are humbled by this powerful cascade. There's also a poetic side to this place. Writers, painters, and philosophers have long stood here, inspired by its raw beauty and relentless flow. The Rhine itself, one of Europe's most important rivers, begins its long journey to the North Sea right here, and watching it pour over the rocks feels like watching time in motion. So whether you're chasing adrenaline, craving connection with nature, or simply looking to witness something unforgettable, the Rhine Falls delivers. This isn't just a waterfall. Beneath the shadow of the Matterhorn, Zermatt sleeps. A village suspended between seasons and centuries, where time moves slower and silence speaks louder. Wooden chalets cling to steep slopes, kissed by snow and framed by icy peaks. There are no cars here, only quiet. In the stillness, wind carries the breath of glaciers, and the mountain watches, always. Some call it peaceful, others feel something deeper, because in Zermatt, the line between beauty and mystery is razor thin, and what lies beneath the mountain is older than we dare imagine. As our journey through Switzerland comes to an end, take a moment to breathe in what you've just seen, not just with your eyes, but with your imagination. You've stood at the edge of mighty waterfalls and wandered through silent alpine valleys. You've walked centuries-old bridges in medieval towns and watched sunlight melt into glaciers on distant peaks. From the tranquil beauty of lakes like Limmernsee and Eskenensee, to the dizzying heights of Jungfraujoch and the raw force of the Matterhorn, every stop along the way was more than a destination. It was a feeling, a memory in motion. Switzerland isn't about rushing through a checklist. It's about noticing the quiet details, the curve of a wooden chalet roof, the warmth of raclette on a snowy evening, the way the clouds move over the Alps like whispers from the past. It's about balance between modern and traditional, mountain and meadow, solitude and celebration. And what makes this country truly extraordinary isn't just its landscapes, though they're breathtaking, but how deeply nature and culture are intertwined. Here, the wild and the human coexist in harmony. Trains glide through glaciers, cowbells echo in concert with chapel bells, and age-old traditions still live on in the daily rhythm of alpine life. For every traveler, Switzerland offers something different. For some, it's adrenaline, skiing down world-class slopes or hiking across ridgelines. For others, it's peace, a quiet lake at dawn, or the hush of snow falling outside a cabin window. And for many, it's inspiration, a reminder that the world still holds wonder and that sometimes the best views come after the steepest climbs. So if this journey stirred something in you, a sense of awe, of longing, or simply the curiosity to see more, don't let it fade. Let it guide your next adventure. Let it remind you that there's beauty waiting, always, just beyond the horizon. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable ride through the heart of Switzerland. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your favorite moment from the video in the comments below. We'd love to know what left you speechless. And wherever your journey takes you next, may it be bold, may it be beautiful, and may it lead you back, someday, to the mountains. Until then, keep exploring, and never stop chasing the wonder. Now, take a moment to soak in the beauty of Switzerland, with gentle music and peaceful views to calm the soul. We hope this brought you a few minutes of wonder and escape. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys just like this one. See you in the next adventure.